The UNC Tar Heels take on Purdue, 4 o'clock Eastern start time. Purdue's minus 7.5, totals 152. And if you want to see which one of these free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally, there's only one way to do that, and that's to sign up for a membership on my website at brockpage.com. We went 3-2 in our 5 premium sports picks on brockpage.com yesterday. We're also 13-2 with a push in our last 16 extra daily picks on that website. And if you want to access today's extra daily pick, it's only going to cost you just $2.99. We currently have over 965 members who are signed up and active on that site. And if you find yourself really enjoying this video here today, please feel free to give it a thumbs up by smashing that like button. And if you haven't done so already, please feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. I'd love to connect with you on a daily basis. And I'll tell you what, as good as Purdue has looked, they did fail to cover the number against Indiana State a few games ago. They're taking on an undefeated UNC team who's scoring over 90 points a game. Caleb Love is scoring 19 points a game along with 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Meanwhile, Armando Bacot is scoring 18 points a game himself, 9 boards, and 47% shooting from three-land. The Tar Heels are making nearly 40% of their three-pointers as a team, and they're in the top 20 in the country in offensive field goal percentage. Now, total-wise, UNC's last 2 straight got over the number. Meanwhile, Purdue saw 2 out of their last 3 get over the line themselves. I'm going to lean toward North Carolina plus 7.5 over 162. Next matchup, it is going to be Utah versus Boston College. And not on our big screen, but that's going to be a 5 o'clock Eastern start time. Utah's minus 7.5, numbers 133. The running Utes failed to cover the number in their last outing. Utah's also making just 33% of their three-pointers. They're taking on a Boston College team who's 3-1 straight up on the year, and they're holding their opponents to just 28% shooting from beyond the arc. As a matter of fact, the Eagles are allowing only 58 points a game. Now, Ashton Langford and Bickerstaff, they each have 6 steals apiece defensively. TJ Bickerstaff with 4 blocks on the year as well. Now, scoring-wise, well, Bickerstaff, he does it all. He's averaging over 14 points a night. He's also drilling 57% of his three-pointers. Now, total-wise, 2 out of BC's last 4 fell under the number. Meanwhile, Utah saw their season opener with Abilene stay under the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Boston College plus 7.5 under 133. Next matchup, another one not on the big screen, but it is going to be Western Illinois versus DePaul, 8 o'clock Eastern start time. DePaul is minus 9.5, totals 146. The Blue Demons are 3-0 thus far in this season, and they're averaging 90 points a game. Javon Freeman Liberty is scoring 22 points a game, 8 rebounds, 5 assists for the guard. Meanwhile, David Jones is scoring over 20 points a game himself, along with double-digit rebounds. Both Jones and Freeman Liberty have 7 or more steals apiece defensively. And speaking of defense, DePaul is also in the top 25 in defensive rebounding. They're taking on a Western Illinois team who's shooting just 32% from beyond the arc. They also gave up 91 total points to DePaul in their most recent head-to-head meeting with them. Now, total-wise, DePaul is currently 3-0 to the over on the season. I'm going to lean toward the Blue Demons, minus 9.5. over 146. All right, guys, quick pick recap time. It's powered to you by my website at brockpage.com, where we are 13-2 with a push in our last 16 extra daily picks. I like UNC plus 7.5 over 152. Boston College plus 7.5 under 133. DePaul minus 9.5 over 146. And as far as the rest of the country goes, I like Cal State Northridge, minus 1 over 143.5. Troy Trojans, minus 8.5 over 139. Bradley, minus 3.5 under 131. LaSalle, minus 4.5 over 144. Virginia Commonwealth, minus 4 under 120. Chicago State plus 27 under 136. Loyola Chicago minus 18 over 138. New Mexico minus 2 over 153. Wake Forest minus 15.5 over 138. UNC Wilmington minus 10 over 143.5. Oral Roberts minus 13 over 157 and a hook. Niagara minus 8.5 over 144. Give me Syracuse minus 10.5 over 151. Eastern Michigan plus 23 under 143.5. Hampton plus 9.5 under 133. William and Mary plus 14 over 147.5. Texas Tech minus 29.5 under 139. I also like St. Louis minus 10 over 140.5. Give me Radford plus 6.5 under 128. UMBC plus 2.5 under 137. I like VMI plus 1.5 under 134. Colorado minus 10 under 132.5. Give me Manhattan plus 13 under 124 and a hook. Florida Atlantic minus 9 over 141. San Jose State plus 29 under 131. Bucknell plus 7 over 147. Eastern Kentucky minus 11.5 over 142. Rhode Island minus 4 under 130 and a hook. Western Carolina plus 2 over 142. Fairfield minus 2 over 140. NC Central plus 1.5 under 138. Winthrop plus 7.5 over 145. Iona minus 13 under 137. Omaha plus 12 over 140. I'm also leaning toward Pepperdine plus 10 under 135. Give me Portland minus 3 over 149 and a hook. San Diego State minus 19.5 over 127. UC San Diego minus 4 over 142. And before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that we are 13-2 with a push in our last 16 extra daily picks on BrockPage.com. I like Eastern Washington plus 7 under 136. With that, guys, now it's time for our shout out of the day. And that's going to go to Steven Schrader, who said the other day, "Brock, you're the man. Appreciate the breakdown. Great picks as always." All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on BrockPage.com. If you guys do end up getting a membership here today on that website, just keep in mind, you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today on BrockPage.com, you're going to get access to that content all the way through the end of November. I always tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Saturday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at BrockPage.com.